the city, 31 in Lindenhurst, so as you can see, mid-30s. Yeah. Everything else in New Jersey, though, is looking good as far as the Turnpike, the Garden State, 78, 80. No real issues to report here. On the Turnpike, though, there is a crash northbound right at Carteret. This is at exit 12. But again, you are delay free, and it's in the car lanes, truck lanes, or express lanes, whatever you'd like to call it. They're moving along just fine. As far as alternate side of the street parking rules, they're in effect today citywide. Now I'll send it back to you. Looks like some heavy rain there, Byron. Good morning. Lincoln Tunnel right now checking in A-OK. Overnight construction has been cleared. You can see around the helix into the toll plaza, volume starting to build. But again, you're still delay free. Same situation up at the George, down at the Holland as well. Take your pick. Now, Route 440, this construction project been out here quite some time now. Northbound, right between the New Jersey Turnpike and the Garden State. Here, at least one lane is blocked. So we are seeing some heavy delays through this area. Delays here, both decks, as you travel, of course, on the inbound side. For the most part, though, here's the Gowanus up there. That's looking okay. Also, the Belt Parkway, no major issues to report. And you are quiet down here, the MLK Expressway. And also want to point out your ferries. Right now, they all look good, free and clear. New York City, C Street, New York Waterway, and your Staten Island Ferry. Take whichever one you like right now. They're all in good shape. As far as your trains, pretty much the same situation. But don't forget Metro North, the Harlem line. Your northbound trains will skip Williams Bridge. They're doing some track repair work at that stop. Again, LIRR, New Jersey Transit Path, all in good shape. And alternate sides are in effect today citywide. Now back to you. All right, should look pretty good. Keep in mind Metro North, the Harlem line, still skipping Williams Bridge. Those are your northbound trains. They are doing some track work there still, as they've been doing all week long. Also, the LIRR on or close, as well as New Jersey Transit and your PATH trains. No issues to report, and we hope it stays that way. Alternate side of the street parking rules are in effect today citywide. Now back to you, Dan and Betty.
All right, Jill, thank you.
Aaron, checking into the roads right now. Well, no slippery conditions here. It's dry. Mario Como Bridge looking good here in both directions. Some volume, of course, as you head into New York, but overall it's okay. Subway check. Want to point out the train's brakes were activated, being told. So therefore, we're seeing delays now on the 2, the 4, and the 5. Once again, delays and service changes expected. All other trains right now. Long Island Expressway taking a live look here. This is at Junction Boulevard. Yesterday, we had a disabled vehicle right in this area. Right now, not sure what's happening. It may just be normal rush hour volume or something clearly is working. Heavy delays here, stop and go traffic. Pretty much back to the Van Wyck at this point. Overall, it looks like normal rush hour volume, but we'll keep you posted to make sure that's the case. All right, being told now delays still on the 4 and the 5 trains. I mentioned earlier that the train's brakes were activated. So northbound trains now, only the 4 and 5 affected. So that's some better news. Alternate side of the street parking rules, they're in effect today on this Thursday morning. And yes, you must pay those meters. Now we'll send it back to you.
All right, thank you, Jill. You know, there are shocking allegations this morning on Capitol Hill. Some members of Congress, they are...
Yes, got to enjoy the next 2 days for sure. Good morning, everyone. Some debris on the tracks has been cleared, but we are still seeing residual delays for the 4 and the 5. And it's just your northbound trains. Just want to keep that in mind. All of the mass transit, though, actually looking pretty good. Your ferries right now, New York City, C Street, New York Waterway, and Staten Island, all on or close to schedule. And overall, the roadways are kind of quiet today. Next up, PATH trains on or close. New Jersey Transit and the LIRR. The only issue we've seen all week with Metro North is just some track work. So on the Harlem line, northbound trains will still be skipping Williams Bridge. So keep that in mind before you head out the door this morning. And alternate side of the street parking rules are in effect today citywide. Now back to you, Dan and Betty. And lower level, all looking good. Also want to point out the Lincoln and Hall look good too. As far as your subways, keep in mind everything has cleared. We had some early delays in the 4 and 5 trains. That's all gone, and other mass transit is looking good too. Alternate side of the street parking rules are in effect today citywide. Betty and Dan, back to you. Unfortunately, we are seeing delays here. Again, you can go further down on the Bruckner. You can head to the Whitestone or the Throgs Neck Bridge. You are delay free there. And overall, I mean, the Bruckner's a little bit heavy. The Cross Bronx actually looks decent. Some slight delays there westbound in the area of 3rd Avenue. Verrazano Bridge, Staten Island bound lower level, being told we have construction here now. We also had an accident there before, which cleared out. So once again, some construction here already began. If you're traveling into town here, it looks okay, believe it or not, as you make your way up to 278 and the Bell Parkway. No major problems to report right through this area. Also want to point out with your subways, the 7 trains, we are seeing now delays and service changes here. Everything else, all the other issues cleared out earlier. We had some debris on the tracks. As far as your mass transit, Harlem line for Metro North, still skipping northbound trains only, skipping the stopover at Williams Bridge. They're doing some track repair work still all week long. PATH trains look good. New Jersey Transit, Atlanta Balar on or close. No problems here at 8:31. Well, 8:32. It just changed on me. Alternate side of the street parking rules, they are in effect today citywide, and you must pay the meters. Now, Betty and Dan, we'll send it back to you.
All right,
Closure. If you're traveling westbound on the Cross Bronx, you'll have to keep going there because the Major Deegan ramp is completely closed. So again, this is going to be out there for quite some time, mostly the morning, the afternoon, you name it. So avoid the Cross Bronx, the Major Deegan in this area at all costs today. Obviously, a little further south, you have the Bruckner. That can get you by okay, or you might have to head up north to avoid this. Alternate side of the street parking rules are in effect today citywide. And now we're going to take a look at the forecast. What's happening? Current temperatures 40, so a little bit warmer than yesterday, but we had high hopes it'd be a little milder at this point. 38 Armonk, 28 Asbury Park, a bit cooler there. Satellite radar shows some clouds today rolling on in, and we do have that cold front bringing us some well-deserved and needed rain, but an east wind today, so that's coming in from the water, so it'll keep temperatures a bit cooler than we originally expected. High today of 46, and again, some partly cloudy skies. Rain will start to come in about 5 p.m., and we're going to have some serious rain for the overnight into Saturday morning. Kirsten and Vanessa, back to you. To be the rest of the day. We have a warm front here to the south. In the meantime, cold front moving on in today is going to bring those clouds and showers. Unfold about 5 o'clock today, I'd say around Jersey and the city. We'll see some showers, very heavy into the overnight, and will last for tomorrow morning. Now, for today's forecast, not as warm as we predicted, but we still may see some 50s here. Lakewood at 51. We have that onshore wind and the clouds, so therefore the temperatures aren't going to get as high as we expected. 46 Plainfield, hey, we'll take it, right? Further north, a bit cooler at Harriman at 38, White Plains at 41, and over to Long Island, a high of 47 here in Patchogue. Oyster Bay hours into the early afternoon, a high of 47. Cold temps dip with that other front on its way for Sunday, and we'll give you the rest of the forecast coming up soon. Now you need the traffic forecast. That's just as important, isn't it? Yes, Connecticut Turnpike northbound if you're traveling here at exit 18. This is Sherwood Island Connector. That's at exit 19. Into Center Street, we are seeing construction and some delays significant. Look, we have red there. Okay. Mario Cuomo Bridge right now, actually, that's looking good both directions. Again, this is up north here across the Hudson River. And the George looks good too, the Lincoln and the Holland. I want to point out we're seeing some subway issues right now with the D trains. Southbound has crashed, as Anthony was just showing you. Lots of activity here throughout the morning and afternoon. We urge you to stay away from the area. University Avenue still closed at 174th Street into the Cross Bronx. And keep in mind, the westbound Cross Bronx, you can see delays starting to build here. Westbound, we have a closure of your ramps here to the Major Deegan. Hence, we are seeing some lengthy delays. In the meantime, you can go a little further south, and you can take the Bruckner instead. If you got to get to the Major Deegan, that's an option. If you're coming in from the George, still you're in good shape in the eastbound direction, again, as you pass over University Avenue on the Cross Bronx itself. Also want to point out, alternate side of the street parking rules, they are in effect today citywide on this Friday morning. And now it's Friday. Byron, do you have any good news for your forecast? It's actually down to my boots, so I was going to take a peek.
Quick reference.
You got it right. No, really. Good job. Good morning, Tuesday, let's say. And today you're going to wake up to a little bit of cooler temperatures across the tri-state. Greenwich at 34, 30 in Danbury, 32 in Shirley, and Kings Park at 34 degrees. As far as what's happening throughout the tri-state, again, New York City, 36 current temperatures. West Hampton, a bit cooler at 26 right now. And want to point out your satellite radar kind of quiet. Like 3 and 6 miles per hour. Let's check in now with the roads and the rails. LIE actually looking good through this area. This is right at Junction Boulevard. Reports of some slowdowns a little bit further west. There is construction still out there taking out the left 2 lanes. In the meantime, that should hopefully clear out shortly. Also want to point out the Southern State Parkway. That's looking good passing Belmont. No issues to report there. Also further out to the Belt Parkway. And again, the Southern State turns into the Belt for those of you that didn't know that. Also want to move along and tell you what's happening with alternate side of the street parking rules. Well, they are back in effect today citywide, and you still must pay the meters. John, over to you.
Jill, thanks.
Son John, today's inaugural festivities will focus, though, on the COVID-19 pandemic.